Capricorn.
Hello Capricorn, this is your astrological forecast for February, and you have such an excellent chart this month with a lot of great energy taking place. And so we can start off with your first house with Venus here, and that is the time of the year when we radiate the most. Think about all that beautiful Venusian energy coming out, being projected onto everybody who crosses your path. This Venus was also going to pass over Pluto, and when we have a Pluto-Venus conjunct, well, that just brings our passion, our desires that much more up to the surface, whether you place that within your love relationships or within your career, because it's actually angling very nicely to your 10th house as well. But this is what you're going to start off the month with. Plus, we have the new moon in your second house of money and income. And so the new moon is always where we place our intentions. So especially in your second house here, Capricorn, you want to write out that abundance check to yourself that we've been talking about in the past. But this new moon here is in Aquarius, and Aquarius gives us that sense of thinking outside of the box. So you might just receive some excellent ideas of how to expand your income for the entire 2016, because this new moon will come back before nearly around the same time here next year in 2017. So pay attention here on the 8th when the new moon is present, and the sun is here too for the month, and that means you're going to be looking over this whole landscape, crunching numbers and so forth. And so I see that you will be doing really good in that area as well. Now the sun too, going through Aquarius, allows you to think more in constructive ways. There might be unexpected ideas that could pop up since we have that genius inspiration from the ruler of Aquarius, which is Uranus. Mercury will be catching up. It has been going retrograde there in February, but it's still in your first house as it starts off in your sign. So you've had some extended time with Mercury in that first house of personality, so you might have felt January left you thinking a whole lot, trying to analyze your situation, your goals, and where you're at and how you fit into the paradigm right now, and probably also those things that you would like to change up. And for that reason, we appreciate those retrogrades, even though it can slow things down a little bit. But Mercury is going to be picking up its speed. It will be heading into your second house for money and income as well, and it will be joining the sun there, so it too can help you line up those things that are going to be important for 2016 financially, but also your self-worth. Because second house, we always want to think about what it is we are and what we represent to ourselves as far as that self-worth. We have Mars. Well, Mars is passionate this month, cruising through the sign of Scorpio. You might have felt that there in January, and it's only halfway as we start off the month. So you'll still have some time to experience the depth, the passion, the intimacy that we share. And where is it really going to be going outside of your relationship? Well, it's in the 11th house. So you might find that your drive this month is to exert extra energy into groups of friends, or it could be organizations, but it's also more than anything is your hopes and dreams. This is where Mars is going to be fueling you. Think about it here as an onboard power source. And I see you not just aiming high, but you're also digging deep. This is what the Scorpion energy does. When it gets going, it won't leave any stone unturned. Then we have Jupiter. Jupiter is in a great place. It has been transiting your 9th house. It's still there. Currently now retrograde, which it will be to May 10th. But it has to do with your higher consciousness. You're expanding. It's like the crown chakra opening up, funneling in, taking down all of those great inspirations. Some of you might feel that travel this year could really behoove you, and I totally agree, because this is where we can meet other people and cultures and receive information and inspiration thereof. And some of you might be looking into wanting to take on a course so that you can deepen yourself into the material of the spiritual. Some of you are still working on some legal matters, which it's kind of a double whammy when Jupiter is here in this area for you, because not only is it cruising through the 9th house, but it rules the 9th house. And in that case, you'll have time to work your case until that of May 10th. So you might just see how things now are surfacing there in that manner. But this Jupiter will be illuminated by the full moon here closer to the end of the month, which is on the 22nd, 3 degrees there in Virgo. And it won't be the exact conjunction as the moon is full, but within that first 24-hour span. So it's still full, it's strong, and you might just feel that there 22nd, 23rd, that you're going to get some extra kudos. More power to you. But we have some eclipses coming up in March, since we're talking about the moon. But not only are we going to have a lunar eclipse in March, but also a solar eclipse. So I'll be doing a separate video for them. So for those of you who are subscribers, you will get that into your inbox. And for the rest of you, pay attention when they come, because I believe they're going to be extremely interesting to hear. Now, eclipses, for those of you who don't know, is like a moon 3 times its power. And same thing for the sun there. So what it does, it allows us to take quantum leaps forward, where we can see that situations may accelerate for us. And eclipses will also eliminate those things that no longer behoove us. So more on that on the separate video. Saturn here, 12th house, cruising slowly. It is now nearly halfway through its journey, but of course we still have a long time more to go. But I get that most of you are feeling how this is now working in your subconsciousness, where you're looking at your life in general, in the overall. Some of you with a lot of retrospects, nearly back 20, 30 years that has passed, and what Saturn has accumulated for you upon the journey up till now. And that's what it's all about. It's clearing out the house of karma and readying you for when Saturn will be entering into Capricorn, your sign. But that's not quite yet. We still have maybe a year and a half to go on that. So here on the 3rd, Mars and Pluto will be sextile. Mars being your drive, your power. It's like I like to call it dynamite. But Pluto then being nuclear. Put the two of them together, you can move mountains. It's passionate. You are very goal-oriented, very blunt. And for you, this will be between the 11th and 1st house. So it's more like you're positioning yourself in a group dynamic, perhaps, in order to accomplish some goal, and good for you. Because on the 3rd here, same day, the sun, which is essentially you, and your ruler, Saturn, will also be sextile. So I see you being able to stand your ground, to bring in and manifest those things that are important to you. So you're starting off the month here on wings. To follow up on that, on the 5th, we have Venus and Pluto, which I said we're coming into your 1st house here in this passionate state. So not only did Mars kind of pave the way for you, but here Venus is adding to it. So I'm feeling you're super, super strong. Money, values, love, all of those things that are important to you in life, you're embracing it and you're holding it. And there might even be some kind of a pivotal point there taking place, transitioning, if you wish. And this is going to be followed up here by the following day. On the 6th, we got 3 beautiful transits. All of them, that's going to help you break your waves into this new shift. This is Mercury here, expanding with Jupiter. And so your communication, not only is it powerful and impactful, but it's also the news that you might receive that will be excellent, excellent. And it is going to liberate you because the Sun and Uranus are sextile. Now Uranus brings in a change, and it can bring sudden change. And whenever Uranus is well placed, well, then these unexpected twists and turns, they are positive. I'm seeing how all of this coming together here is going to allow you to actually break free from some restriction. So if there's news, good news, say, about money, well, that's going to free you up to maybe clear out some debt, or to let go of something that has been holding you in, if we can put it that way, because I'm just seeing like barriers being now scattered in a good way. On the 7th, we got Venus and Mars. Venus being love and romance and money. Mars being your drive, your passion. When they do the dance, well, this is a wonderful day that you want to circle in on your calendar as an excellent date night. For those of you in a relationship, you will absolutely come to see how that's going to work out between you and your partner. And if you're single, well, don't sit home on a night like this. And it's extra powerful because the aspect is still lingering here on the 8th when the new moon is there. So we can see new doors opening up, and that the moon is always our emotions too, right? So we're feeling emotionally content, we're feeling happy, we're feeling dynamic, and it's like catching this wave. And for you now here, Capricorn, surf the wave. Know that you're on solid grounds, even though it is water, right? But just trust the wave to take you because it knows where it's heading. I like it because for you, security means so much. And in this sense, when I see this kind of a balance, well, the rest of the month is absolutely fantastic. More beautiful transits coming in. So how this is going to be affecting your partner, well, I would definitely say make sure to go listen to your partner's chart this month too, just to see what's happening and where it's happening, which areas will be affected for him or her. But on the 10th, more great news. We have Venus and Jupiter. Venus, all the things that we cherish, love, appreciate, are grateful for. Jupiter is going to be expanding this. More good news. So as you can see, you have everything to look forward to. And by the end of this month, you definitely want to go back, re-listen to this, because as you start out the month, you may not be able to see it yet because it hasn't taken place. And we generally resonate with the things that we recognize there when we first listen to a reading, and the rest kind of goes in there and out there. But when we listen at the end, it's like we can see, boom, 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 how things fall into place. On the 13th, right after all this great news and expansion, Mars, your drive, is now also doing the dance with Jupiter. So first Venus had a trine to Jupiter, now Mars is sextiling. So both of these, whatever took place on the 7th, is now you're seeing how it's opening and unfolding for you, Capricorn, and it being followed now by that full moon, which is going to be illuminating that 9th house on the 22nd. But then we come to the 26th. As we're getting closer to the end of the month, here's Mercury, which rules communication and our linear thought. Well, it is now lining up here with Uranus, which can bring more news, unexpectedly so perhaps, but in that case it should be good. Mercury now in your 2nd house and Uranus in your 4th house. This could be money matters being discussed between you and a family member, for example, or it could also be you signing a contract or document that has to do with property. On the 29th, ending up here on the month, Venus is now secured by Saturn. Saturn here in that 12th house, and Venus now is looking at how you can actually put down some anchors and feel that everything that's taken place here earlier throughout the entire month of February, you're feeling that it's coming together so well. Nearly one of those months where we say it's too good to be true, but you know what? You've already by the end lived through it. That's why you want to listen. Before you listen to your March forecast, re-listen to that February so that you have the flow of, that is if you're listening early to this reading of course, but then you'll have the flow from the previous month opening up into March. So if this is what's going to be laid down in your foundation, you can expect March to be extra special for you, especially because we have those 2 eclipses coming up too. So listen, this is what I do have for you, Capricorn. You might want to listen to your Horoskopes to see what the cards have for you.